Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 9 of our slow and immersive playthrough as Venezuela in Victoria 3. And we have made it to, 55 years into the game. We're going to go ahead and unpause at a slow speed into 1891. And we continue to struggle getting our GDP above 3 million. Because we keep going in kind of all sorts of strange ways around it. Let's go ahead and pause for a second, just get rid of this, go through this event. The armed forces are questioning the wisdom of relying on weapon imports from Great Britain, an acknowledged threat to our nation. The British menace has been exaggerated. Armed forces -2. Interest group approval British infamy decreased by 5. We will set up a domestic arms industry in case of a betrayal. Can't really afford to. Yeah, the British menace has been exaggerated. They've never bothered us. They've never done anything good for us either. Germany and Austria have bankrolled us before, but not Great Britain. So let's go ahead and unpause. But yeah, we are struggling to industrialize our economy, although we have a good standard of living among our population. Okay, we actually, a decent population growth rate, but we keep running out of labor. And to that end, we have actually passed propertied women, I think in the last episode, hopefully get more women into the workforce. That has decreased our pop growth rate from 1.2, I think, percent or so to 1. It's okay, it's still manageable, but hopefully we actually get more workers now. We had to disband half of our army as well to inject some labor into our economy. But yeah, we just continue to try and figure this out. But interesting, what I just noticed is that the amount of infrastructure we have is actually huge now. Hang on, Miranda, 90. That's just with 2 levels of railways, yeah. Wow. Railways and 2 levels of railways here. Whereas in Bolivar, we actually deleted 1 level of railways in the previous episode again to try and inject some labor into the economy. But now we're kind of struggling a little bit. But just we keep it that way. It's hovering. It's just about okay. Right. So let's just keep hoping we get more population in Bolivar. We get annual projected pop growth 1%. Indeed. We are running a small surplus. That's good. We are building an explosives factory in Zulia, as we wanted to use dynamite, which should be researched in 9 months, and we'll build up an explosive industry and use dynamite in our mines to improve their output while maintaining the same usage of labor. Let's go ahead and get that built. Switch to speed 3. But we are at least, overall, we are increasing standard of living. We have more loyalists. Generally speaking, life is good in Venezuela. We do need more bureaucracy, however. And we don't have anything else, I believe, in our construction queue. No, actually, we do have government administration in Zulia already lined up. So let's go ahead and have a look at our explosives. Explosives factory. Here it is. Yeah, no one really needs explosives just yet. So we're gonna have to wait. Urban center is fully employed in Zulia. Okay. Everyone wants to work in the urban center. Coal is expensive. Well, we'll get more dynamite in here very soon. Hopefully inject more coal. And our capitalists are also building coal mines in Zulia. Okay. Ciudad Bolivar. Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, it's been a sort of, I guess, learn as you play kind of series, guys. We did it pretty well in Chile, where we focused exclusively on economic dominance, but this time we did actually focus on passing some laws and trying to kind of roleplay a little bit and just have the economy follow the politics as opposed to the other way around. I'm not sure that's actually a viable strategy in Victoria 3, but yeah, I mean, it's still interesting just to try things out. Trying to just really understand the way the game systems interact with each other. Let's go ahead to that, and we have gone up to 3 million once. I mean, the issue is when we turn off our construction, that's when we lose. That's when we lose some GDP growth. But otherwise, okay, we are up to 40% literacy as well. We have private schools and private hospitals, so standard of living is important to us. Population 1.5 million. That's good. 1% growth is not terrible as far as I understand. We never got to even 2% as Chile before. Yeah, national identity. Although once part of a greater continuum sharing a common colonial government and a common leadership with our neighbors, we have diverged considerably since we won our independence. It is time we fully assumed a new Venezuelan identity. Will complete if promote national identity. Okay. Begins a campaign to push the integration of our new national culture across the nation, granting new Venezuelan homelands in our North Andean incorporated states. Okay, if completed, triggers the event the Venezuelan nation plus 10% Venezuelan pops in Venezuela become more loyalist. Let's try this. I think that's part of the Colossus of the South DLC. National values. An upsurge of people in the regions neighboring Miranda have begun to embrace their new Venezuelan identity. What majestic land is this that houses such a fair people? Beloved nation, beloved land, I belong to thee. The crowd politely applauded the poet's purple prose. While his words were florid, the sentiment was still appreciated. Welcome to the Venezuelan nation. Okay, Zulia is now no longer becomes Venezuelan, becomes an Ecuadorian homeland as well. However, hang on a second. Ecuadorian? How are you? Ecuadorian. Which should be Ecuadorian? Or Venezuelan? Span of European heritage. Okay. Raising concerns. Catholic Church have expressed their concerns about government decisions clearly favoring the interests of the industrialists. Well, they need to accept we cannot always please everyone. Catholic Church has largely been relegated to the dustbin of history, as yeah, they're angry. Well, it's my 10% education access is blocking us off, but yeah, we now have total separation in the Venezuelan nation, and we have a coalition of rural folk and intelligentsia running the country. Intelligentsia is 36.5% clout. This group is considered powerful because clout is about 20%. Political strength 1 million from wealth. Political strength of votes in last election, they've won 75% of the votes. So yeah, we have absolutely a righteous government of the people, by the people, for the people. Overly enthusiastic partisans, supporters of Free Trade Party have gone beyond simply campaigning for their own party, harassing and sometimes physically attacking opposing partisans. And Free Trade Party, that's industrialists. Crack down on Free Trade Party activities. Let the Free Trade Party partisans continue unmolested. No, crack down on them. Rural folk are in power. Election in 20 days. The Great Liberal Party. Rural folk intelligentsia projected to win 68% of the vote this time. Still pretty good. Free Trade Party will lose. Okay. Continue. Let's have a look at our population. Okay, our lowest strata is finally rising out of poverty. Right, they pay an average minus 8.7 compared to base price for their pop needs. Their largest expenses are grain, tobacco, and clothes. They pay a lot in taxes though. Poll taxes, income taxes. Poll taxes are 13% of their income. That's, I guess, yeah, because we have it set to high tax rate. The time of Giorgio Mourinho as a ruler has ended. Antonio Guzman is the new president of Venezuela. Hang on a second. Yeah, so 68% for the Great Liberal Party. 27% for the Conservative Party. Let's have a look at our new president. Ruler and politician. Interest group Intelligentsia. He's a positivist. This character is an ardent technocrat and anti-clericalist. disdaining both the arbitrary power of monarchs and the fickle whims of the public. Okay, endorse presidential republic. Strongly endorse state atheism. Strongly endorse technocracy. Strongly endorse appointed bureaucrats. Okay, psychological affliction. This character suffers from an illness of the mind, poorly understood and difficult to treat effectively. Okay, it's not very popular. Yeah, it's a bit of a psychopath, it seems. This character has a certain knack for politics, and he's brave. This character is fearless in the face of adversity. Well, okay, we're still a righteous government, and I'm pretty sure this is the best. We could get the industrialists in. But do we need to? No, we do not. Let's keep it at righteous government. Let's see if we can actually get our GDP up. 3 buildings under construction in Zulia. Caracas. Standard of living is impoverished on average, 12. We're doing well throughout. 247,000. Yeah, this is infrastructure. So everything is fine in our nation. 750,000 people live in Zulia. Okay, so almost half of our population lives in Zulia. A third and a quarter, I guess. Well, less than a quarter, yeah. Lives in Bolivar. We need more labor in our economy. That's when Spain ended their rivalry with Two Sicilies. Interesting. Let's see. We need the dynamite. Dynamite invented so we can actually put our explosives factory to use. Let's have a look at how this develops. So 195 is average wage. They're employing 6 laborers on 5 Afro-Caribbean Catholic laborers. Whereas, for example, let's have a look at our coal mines. They pay 6 average annual wage. 4 to laborers, 6 to machinists, 12 to engineers. So machinists, so laborers are part of the lower strata. Day laborers, farmhands and others with little to no employment security, performing whatever work is available throughout society. They're usually not engaged in politics, but may get involved through trade unions. Okay, laborers are part of the lower strata. Dynamite unlocked. By applying a stabilizing agent to nitroglycerin, it is possible to make a much safer and more reliable explosives. Okay, so let's have a look and just monitor what actually changes. So let's go ahead, coal mines, and put on dynamite here. That gives us plus 100 coal. Helps a lot more pollution. Explosives, we need 40 explosives, and increases employment of engineers by 1,000. That's because we have 4 size 4 coal mines here. Right, and obviously it's going to say we lack explosives, but that, right, their price is now super high, so that will give a signal to our explosives factories to actually produce more explosives, right? So let's see them. Hopefully they go down in price. But here we are. Who actually... Oh, privately owned. We got capitalists here. Okay, let's see. Miranda Cyclone. A cyclone has hit the state of Miranda from the sea, tearing through homes and peoples alike. It destroyed our home and wrecked my fishing boat. My family might be safe, but how am I going to feed them? A tragedy, but what can be done? Miranda gets 20% devastation. But we should put some more money into relief. Yeah, let's go ahead. We can afford it. That's fine. Okay, we do need 40 explosives. They're still profitable even when they pay a really high price for explosives, but we are producing a lot more coal for the whole market. A lot of pollution, urbanization. Average wage of 6, right? So laborers, we know who they are. Machinists that work here, manual workers with stable employment operating machinery in manufactories, mines, mechanized farms, and other sectors. Politically, they tend to be a driving force in the trade unions. Manual workers with stable employment, operating machinery in manufactories. Okay, mines, mechanized farms, and other sectors. So also lower strata. Okay, hope with minimal literacy can become machinists. Potential increases with greater literacy. Laborers have a particularly easy time becoming machinists. Okay. What else do we use here? We have engineers. In fact, we can just go here. Engineers, inventors and designers of technical solutions, working with advanced machinery in sectors like manufacturing, mining, and construction. Some support the industrialists or petty bourgeoisie, while others join trade unions. Okay, so kind of in between, but they are generally part of the middle strata. Okay, and then we have capitalists here. Interesting. Let's have a look at our explosives factories. How is that doing? Okay, that is employing people now. Laborers, machinists, engineers, and capitalists. So you're paying... Let's see. So they are finding people to come and work in explosives factories. Okay, productivity is huge. Just keep looking at what happens. Okay, if they take paper and fertilizer, they produce even more explosives. Right now, this is enough. Alright, we're using base production method, which is LeBlanc process. Okay. Okay, we're producing less. The price keeps dropping. Wages are settling at 5.7. It depends how profitable it is. Plus 156 weekly balance. Oh, no, that's actually unprofitable now that they produced a bit more. Sulfur is actually a little bit expensive in our market. Let's go ahead into our sulfur mines then. And use dynamite here. Help our explosives industry by both demanding more explosives and providing them with cheaper sulfur. Let's see what that does. Interesting that, for example, mining equipment, atmospheric engine pump. Yeah, actually, yeah, the more high-tech engine pump you use, the few, you put laborers into machinists and engineers, turn laborers into machinists and engineers, so moving them up strata. Whereas dynamite increases employment, so you actually create a middle class, so you create more engineers, and you don't need that much labor, so you create 250 middle class jobs. With dynamite, so that's pretty good. Good production method. Change. Okay, let's have a look. Explosives factory. It's 1% compared to base price. Finally, we broke through 3 million GDP. 3.1. Okay, we are running a surplus. That's good. Everything is going fine for our nation. Perhaps we finally... We just need to grow our labor and fill up our buildings, it seems. Our input goods are as cheap as they possibly could be. Right, we're only spending 17% on grain. And that is cheap. We're subsidizing it. Clothes are still a little bit expensive. So there is in fact scope for textile mills to produce more clothes. But for that we need more laborers, I guess. Here we are. We could go to dye workshops and turn laborers into machinists, so kind of higher income, lower strata. Sewing machines. Machinists and engineers and fewer laborers. That's possible. But that will... let's go ahead. Let's say we try and do this. I'm just interested in, when you change the production method, will they just employ fewer people and produce the same amount but with different mix of pops? Or will they try to fill up the building and just crash the price of clothes? Right, but for example, sewing machines. Yeah, we now have really cheap clothes in Zulia. And they're all privately owned by capitalists. Automation production method. Mechanized looms, so fewer laborers needed. Change laborers for tools. It's a great trade-off. Alright, and we now have a lot of clothes in Zulia. Not sure if the game has actually had a chance to update this whole thing. Okay, they are employing more people. Which is odd, because price of clothes has gone down. Average annual wage is actually just 2. Wow, laborers get paid 2 in textile mills. That's interesting. Have a look. Interesting. Yeah, textile mills do seem to be pay really low wages. Yet they are employing people, so they pay okay. Now they're paying more as they become more profitable. Well, clothes are now even cheaper as they produce more of them, obviously. Interesting. There you go. Cannot hire machinists due to machinists on livestock ranches in Zulia with 41 qualifying machinists aren't willing to work for a wage of 4.4. They would accept a wage of 4.68. That's okay. So that's okay. So we are profitable. Producing as much as we can. We reduce the price of clothes. So that's sort of, I guess, a good thing for our general population. So if we go to our pops, right? Yeah. Clothes are now pretty cheap. Grain is cheap. Everything you guys need is fairly priced or cheap. The issue perhaps now is that yeah, we are at high taxes. We should lower. Actually go with lower taxes. We're paying off our deficit slowly. Okay, we're not constructing anything though, so that's why. Let's go ahead, put more money in people's pockets. Try to increase our standard of living. Let's have a look at paper mills in Miranda. So we're producing as much paper as we can since we've built up our universities. Oh, okay, dyes are quite a little expensive. But otherwise, yeah, it doesn't actually cost us to subsidize anything. Paper mills, but they're paying $6.55 average annual wage. Arts Academy, we have textile mills in Miranda as well. Producing a lot of clothes. What if we now, for example, go export trade routes? Clothes. None of these are productive, right? Because trade revenue minus 90. Clothes in Guatemalan market, for example. I'll say that's closest negative, say Brazilian market. So predicted price impact on clothes in the Brazilian market will reduce it a little bit, since we'll, you know, send more clothes to Brazil. But in our own market, the price will go up. Price going up is good for the owners, right? Because it makes the building more profitable. It might even increase wages. But it's bad for the population as a whole, because it makes, for example, clothes or something like that more expensive for the whole population. So look, I just noticed services in Miranda are pretty expensive, and that's because we don't have anyone working in the urban centers. That's why they're expensive. You know, we need more people actually employed here. But for that, we need more labor. Inefficient agriculture. The industry have started complaining about the existence of subsistence farms in Bolivar, stating that their undeniable inefficiency should be immediately addressed. Oh. Follow their advice, sure. But no one's actually working. No, we actually do have 300 people in subsistence farms in Bolivar. What are they doing there? I mean, they get nothing here. Nothing. Wages, 0 they get. The base wage in subsistence farms of $5.95 due to average needed wage to sustain wealth in Bolivar, $5.95. Wages are increasing since last week. Last week they were $4.80, so we have 300 peasants. Really? So for example, livestock ranchers are paying you less. $5.80, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Well, you're not even employing anyone. Livestock ranchers are completely empty. Odd. Yeah, I'm not sure I understand the flow of labor that well. I mean, okay, motor industries, we're again producing just 1. Why? Well, that's because we're producing 39 here in Zulia. So what is the most? Where are people working? In Bolivar, people work in steel mills, which are still unprofitable. Why? It is unclear. Inputs are cheap, output is cheap. So we need more demand for steel. Is that right? Furniture manufactories. Okay, they're employing 4,000 people. Because they're the most profitable building. So we need to... Perhaps it's not the best idea to reduce prices of goods for the general population. It doesn't look like it really translates that well into standard of living. Because I guess standard of living is composed of 2 things. Either the goods are cheap, so you can buy more with your income, or your income grows. Right? If your income is higher than whatever the price is, you can actually, your purchasing power, in effect, right? It's like £100 you make versus, let's say, £10 that you have basket of goods you need to buy. So we've reduced the price of all the goods they need to buy, but that made the buildings unprofitable, or not very profitable, and that means their wages, for example, maybe are lower than they would be if these goods were more expensive. Good to find that balance, I guess, but at least right now everyone should be improving their standard of living considerably, especially the lower strata. An income of 6 on average. They're impoverished. Paying cheap prices, middling, affluent, yeah. Actually building up a little surplus, so that's good. We're not constructing anything, that's kind of an issue. Arms industries in Miranda, okay, sure. Why not? Have a look at our explosives factories, for example. Okay, fully employed, producing 50 explosives. Yeah, we kind of feel like right now we need more demand for everything, so we need to grow our population as much as we can, which would increase demand for all goods and just saturate our economy. But it also gives us more labor, so more people will be working. Let's go ahead and just speed up. Aniline unlocked. Aniline makes certain dye colors trivial to produce. Use unlock synthetic plants, which gives us dye 80. Uses fertilizer and sulfur. Go ahead and build a synthetic plant here, right? We need dyes. Keep it. Good synthetic plants. Predicted earnings minus 1,000. So this will give us capitalist laborers, machinists, and engineers. Fertilizer and software is running as expensive. Let's go ahead and build a synthetic plant. We'll stop importing dyes then. We'll produce our own dyes. Let's go ahead, we can run down this surplus we have. Right, gold reserves. To build those. Realism unlocked. Surpassing mass immigration. Large number of Circassian people have begun migrating from Russia to Miranda and the surrounding states. Okay. Circassians, okay. An artistic movement seeking to portray reality accurately, avoiding romanticizing or exaggerating the subject. It often focuses on contemporary everyday life of people of varying class and profession. Plus 5% prestige, okay. What's the next thing we're okay, yeah, we're trying to invent the steam donkey, which will allow us to again use less labor, right? For example, sulfur mines, if we get the steam donkey, we can use far fewer laborers, but more coal and engines. Right, so just release our laborers to go into other jobs. Perfect, that's what we need. Steam donkey. Get more motors and get more coal. And we have a lot of coal in our economy. I feel like we don't even need to build all that much. Let's build that synthetic plant. Okay, well, GDP is growing now. We're 3.3 million. Average standard of living. Yeah, I feel like what we've done is effectively geared our economy towards late game because we've set it all up. Like everything is cheap. People are happy. We have private schools and private hospitals which scale with standard of living. So now, the more our economy grows, it kind of powers way up. Look at our literacy is kind of capped at 40.7, it looks like. Or is that because of people being born? Let's see. So now we have loyal. So everything on an upward trajectory all of a sudden, even though we're actually building buildings. And I feel because we started building a building, actually, that's the big spike in GDP because we now created demand. Go ahead and put this to speed 3. Have a look how these arms industries develop. Right. See how they develop. We need small arms, but let's go ahead and, for example, go market, trade routes, stop importing small arms from USA and Great Britain, right? We need our own, right? And we now even have a arms industries in our own country. Let's go ahead and have a look how they develop. Workforce, no one's employed here yet. I mean, we're obviously running a deficit now because we have to buy really expensive small arms from somewhere. But it is interesting. It is reduction method merchant guilds. It gives us shopkeepers plus 500. Shopkeepers, only owners and managers of stores selling wares to customers in cities. They usually fall within the petite bourgeoisie politically. Out of middle strata. Okay, they support industrialists. Shopkeepers interest group support in Venezuela. 75% support the industrialists. Political population 21,000 of them. Political strength 227,000. Mostly support industrialists, a bit of Catholic Church, a bit of armed forces, and not petite bourgeoisie because petite bourgeoisie is marginal. Really. Only pops with some wealth can become shopkeepers. Potential increases with greater wealth. Clerks and farmers have a particularly easy time becoming shopkeepers. Okay. Rotary valve engine fuel laborers, more coal. Okay, let's definitely go towards that, so we don't need as many laborers. No. Certainly go to rifles, fewer laborers, more machinists. But we can even go repeating rifles straight away, right? And then what we really need will be machinists. I guess machinists in general attract better wages. Have a look. Vacancies. Thomas Diaz has appeared in Venezuela. He'll start a movement to enact cultural exclusion. Okay. Police brutality. The use of extreme force is becoming increasingly common among police officers in Zulia. The working class and the socially conscious are rallying against the police as an institution. cannot tolerate this behavior. Indeed, changes the investment level of institution law enforcement by -1. I mean, we're generally pretty happy. We have had dedicated police force for a while. No police. Armed forces, petite bourgeoisie, landowners. Reject this. Okay. Let's not touch that for a moment. Let's have a look up at this. Small arms factory is just not getting off the ground. That's a little bit odd to me. Okay, it is getting off the ground. It's just taking its time. They're paying £9. And that is taking it off the ground. It is profitable. Because it's selling 3 guns. But surely we need more than that. Surely we need... Let's have a look. Where are our barracks, for example? Yeah, we need at least 8. We have advanced training. We got line infantry. Hang on. What if we... Where's our army? Skirmish infantry. Yeah, so let's... skirmish infantry. Line infantry need 1 small arms. Skirmish infantry need 1 small arms and 1 ammunition. Okay. But do we have munitions? No, we do not have munitions. Munition plants. 50 ammunition per level. Yeah, that won't be hugely profitable, but they need explosives and lead. We don't even have lead. That's a bit of an issue. Keep it as line infantry. Steam donkey unlocked. By applying steam power to a winch system, it is possible to achieve similar levels of power without the same amount of labor. So all the mines and logging camps. So let's go ahead. We'll go to Zulia. Go to our sulfur mines. Go steam donkey. Labor is -2,000. But more coal and more engines. Coal mines. -4,000 laborers. With average wage falls. More demand for other goods. Interesting. Logging camps as well. Steam donkeys. Right, that was 6,000 laborers we just released into the workforce. Hopefully they become more productive. Here we have 5 level logging camps. Let's go ahead. Steam donkey -5,000 laborers. Logging camp. We don't have any mines in Miranda. But in Bolivar, let's go iron mines. Steam donkey, 4,000 fewer laborers needed. We also have logging camps here, level 2. Steam donkey, -2,000 laborers. Any other mines we have? No. So we just got... Oh, sorry, let's go and pause. We got a lot of labor into our economy now. What else can we do? Automatic irrigation. 3 years. For all sorts of plantations. Automatic irrigations. Let's have a look. For example, if we have our maize farms here. We need steam-powered thresher machines. Right, that would reduce laborers. Where's automatic irrigation? Okay, maybe not maize farms. What about cotton plantations? Automatic irrigation. Okay, that just produces more of everything, so that would be good. Increases employment, farmers and machinists. Yeah, so that would upskill our pops, which is good. Automatic irrigation, right, and help our industry. Okay. So perhaps we do have pump jacks and threshing machines is what we need. More labor. Let's get threshing machines to get more labor. And then we will do more with that labor by getting pump jacks as well. Go ahead. Because we need to do everything to mechanize, right, our industry and substitute labor for capital. Substitute, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Slight crash in GDP. Not what we wanted, but let's have a look at our arms industries, for example. Okay, so we're producing 7 now. Decently expensive. Employing some people, 182 weekly balance. Plenty of headroom. Tobacco plants in Zulia. Tobacco is already pretty cheap, so not really sure what the point is here. Automatic irrigation will, however, produce even more tobacco. Okay, small arms input goods shortage. That's the thing, like I think when there's small quantities that you require, it's better to import them. Although for small arms, for example, I guess it's better to produce them yourself because you do stand at risk of having your imports denied to you. And therefore losing the war, right? If you don't have small arms supplied to your infantry. But you also need, a decently sized army. And we are able to produce right now 70 small arms by ourselves. I mean, and our entire army is like 10 battalions. Let's see. Let's see how far we actually get. Let's have a look at synthetic plants. I'm curious as to how these will develop. Let's have a look at our explosives industry. It's doing really well. So employing 5,000 people. Explosives are a little bit expensive. That's okay. Right? It's making 1,000 in weekly balance. Ownership share dividends 844. Reinvestment 211. A portion of the dividends collected by certain professions is reinvested into the economy, adding money to the investment pool. The amount added depends on factors such as the country's current economic system law, as well as its gross domestic product, with inefficiencies in large economies resulting in some of the investment being wasted. Sure. We're getting paid wages here. Fertilizer, sulfur, all very cheap. Easily make more explosives. Right. Okay. Looking, we are running a surplus, actually. Yeah, even with one construction. It's good. Gantry cranes unlocked. Useful in construction and transportation. Gantry cranes are large enough to straddle the width of a ship. It gives them a sturdiness. It means they can lift the heaviest loads a ship can possibly carry, +4 port max level. Maybe we could go ahead and build another university just to speed up technological progress. I feel like that maybe is the answer, because now that we are inventing a lot of techs, that is what propelling our country forward. Where are the universities though? Sorry, they're down here in development. Alright, we're level 4. Our paper is cheap. We have +12 innovation. Right, we're weekly 62. We could actually, I mean, we are. It will take up a lot of 37 weeks, but let's keep our construction running. I feel like this is the best thing we could invest in, because we'll make use of paper, pay wages, but we will get increasing tech development, right? We're getting +12 innovation. We'll have each one produces 3. Right, so we have 12 from 4, yeah, so 3, so we'll have 15. Right, so we can get perhaps even like 4. Let's size 8 universities. Let's see how what that does to us. Let's have a look. We produce the synthetic plants. See how that does. It takes fertilizer and sulfur, produces dyes. So let's go ahead and go to our market and cancel dyes. We're import 35 dyes from America. Trade revenue 250. Yeah, perhaps given our shortage of labor, maybe here it's a smart thing to actually keep importing it. 35. Is predicted to shrink from level 4 to 3 under current market conditions. Okay. We need, I guess, 35. Let's go ahead and cancel it entirely, for example. Right? That should give our own synthetic plant industry a boost. Right, and this is good. This is good. I mean, is it though good? I mean, what do we have workforce? Engineers, machinists, and laborers. That's who we've added to our economy. Interesting. Okay, we are at 1.6 million people. Pop growth is growing. Okay, standard of living is rising. Literacy is rising. GDP is growing. So that's all well and good. We're building more universities to try and get more of the techs. Yeah, because really it's the techs that really give us a big push forward, right? So let's try and build universities. Right? Do we have the money to pay those wages though? Not really. But hopefully they help us unlock technology. We can even go 6 levels, get up to level 10 universities. Let's see what happens. Synthetic plants are hiring. Yep, dyes are again cheap. We're producing our own dyes. So that is good. Let's go ahead and speed up, see what happens. Okay, now there at least there are buildings that actually fully employed. That is good to finally see. Okay. We are constructing universities. We're still running a surplus though, so that's good. So every time we build a university though, we're gonna have to pay more in wages. Look at our budget. Construction costs are reasonable. Subsidies, railways, maize farms, paper mills. Okay, not even paying all that much for any of it. Goods for military buildings, military wages. Goods. We're spending a lot on paper. We are subsidizing paper mills though. So we'll look at our paper mills that we subsidize. It doesn't cost us that much. They are almost profitable themselves. We are reducing the cost of our universities effectively. But even if we do look at our universities, really, yeah, we're spending 4,000 on them, but only 1,000. Only 25% of that is on paper. I mean, I guess that is because it's cheap. So it could be something like 30, 40%. I guess under other circumstances. But wages aren't really going to change. Wages are decreasing since last week. Okay, that's good. Laborers, clerks, academics. Researchers, doctors, lawyers, and other educated professionals studying and teaching in academic institutions. Politically, they're at the forefront of the intelligentsia. Oh, maybe that's why our intelligentsia's clout has surged. Right? Only pops with adequate literacy can become academics. Potential increases with greater literacy and wealth. Pops whose culture faces discrimination take a much longer time. Clerks and aristocrats have a particularly easy time becoming academics. Okay. They're part of the middle strata as well, the academics. Okay, elections, Great Liberal Party, 70%. Great conservative. Everything is fine in our nation. Okay, universities do need some laborers though, interestingly enough. Total size 333 including dependents. Okay, so this is excluding dependents. This pop is accepted in Venezuela. Pop is discriminated against. North Andean Catholic, Venezuelan, Afro-Caribbean. Oh, there actually are some Afro-Caribbean academics. That's good to see. Still have an input goods shortage of small arms. Okay, it is profitable, so let's go ahead and build some, guys. It just can't get off the ground. Why if it produces 8, shouldn't it be more profitable? It just fails to hire. Just not enough people, I guess, then. Right, it's 83 productivity, so... Don't really understand how that works. And does it always work? Producing no glass either. A little bit odd. Look at our trade. Importing from Austria. Exporting sugar. We're importing luxury clothes. Do we really need to? We produce our own luxury clothes though, don't we? Importing from Russia. Importing more luxury clothes from Russia now. Or less. Well, how about we stop importing? We're producing them ourselves. Don't we have these textile mills? Oh, no, actually we do not have those textile mills that produce both. Do we? Okay, the demand keeps rising. Let's actually have a look. Textile mills. Just craftsmen. Oh, we need silk. Yeah. Oh, sorry. We're actually not producing any luxury clothes. That was a mistake. We're producing luxury furniture. Okay, do a market. Import route for luxury clothes. Okay. Let's go French market. Alright. Starts off as level 1. 5. Spanish. Austrian. Get some luxury clothes from Austria as well. Britain as well. Russia and Germany, why not? Let's import luxury clothes, since we're not producing any ourselves. Sorry, upper strata. Did just kind of screw you over a little bit there. Okay, we are running a deficit. That's because I think we've built one extra university. We're now at 6, so we actually built 2 now. Go ahead, but we need that innovation. Let's see if it can propel our country upwards. Yeah, it looks like it's doing the work. Let's get to level 10 unis. The University of Caracas. Raising concerns. The landowners have expressed their concerns. For landowners, you don't really even matter. January 29th, 1897. 13 and a half. 1.6. We are growing. Everyone seems to be happy. Building universities at a good pace. Building more coal mines. Is that really necessary? It's good to have cheap coal. Zulia. Zulia has expensive transportation. Urban centers. Expensive transportation, so it needs more railways. Government run. Run by bureaucrats. Officials responsible for administration of government functions and infrastructure. Politically, they tend to align with the intelligentsia or petite bourgeoisie. And in our state, they're aligned with intelligentsia. Okay. Machinist laborers. Motors, steel, and coal. Zulia, does it need any more infrastructure? No. So it's okay, it's just gonna have to live with more expensive transportation. Although, reduced in urban centers and railways, 130 production, 190 consumption. This is actually good to... So we'll build one level later to just bring these prices down. Here in Miranda, we need more services, but we just need more people in Miranda. That's what we really need. Yeah, we're okay. Our steel mills finally employing 2,600 people now only. Profitable. We need more demand for steel. look at our buildings through another lens and just see if there's anything else we can change. Not really. Arts Academy. Gonna be traditional patronage. With academics, bourgeois patronage. This is more capitalists. Or independent artists, academics. More in total. Hang on. Representing his constituents in the intelligentsia, Antonio Guzman has issued a formal petition to the Venezuelan government to pass wealth voting. We'll see what we can do. Wealth voting. Let's have a look. Wealth per capita taxation. No. Where is it? Yeah, it's here. Wealth voting now, but everyone. Oh, what? Intelligentsia strongly oppose universal suffrage. Wow, everyone opposes it. Rural folk. Even rural folk don't want it. Hang on a second. That's interesting. Even rural folk don't want wealth voting. Technocracy. The nation is governed by an unelected council of men of reason and ability. Okay. 33 political strength of academics, engineers, and officers. 100 authority. 120 legitimacy based on government clout. People don't want universal suffrage anymore. Interesting. Or wealth voting. Wealthy citizens are granted a vote. Men of more wealth are granted more votes. To be honest, the only people who are opposed are trade unions, technocracy. Yeah, everyone. Okay, so everyone supports this, do they not? Intelligentsia endorses this. Armed forces endorse this. Industrialists endorse this. Rural folk endorse this. So I would actually go ahead and make our nation a technocracy. Yeah, I think we realized the power of progress. And we will go ahead and enact a technocracy. You know, universal suffrage experiment. I don't know, it's done alright for us, but we have had kind of people swinging back and forth in various parties. Let's go ahead and then go to our... Sorry, because what was I looking at? Art galleries, right? Arts academies. Let's go ahead and go independent artists, so we get more academics, no capitalists, no aristocrats, just... all academics, realist art, more paper, more fine arts. We don't need that. So I would suggest we go buildings, urban. Hang on. Right, and we just subsistence farms, wharfs, logging camps. Yeah, we need more academics, and we're building more universities. Changing that universities, government administration, ports, barracks, railways, all government run. So yeah, we don't necessarily need everyone. More transportation. Here it's very expensive, so here we have steel carriages already, and steel is not enough in Zulia. Right? Even with steel passenger carriages. Yeah, so one more level is warranted there. Okay. Go ahead and go to speed 3. We continue to build universities. We're now kind of running a pretty big deficit. 1.7 thousand, right? Mostly. Okay, subsidies aren't really all that expensive for us anymore. Barracks. Okay, we spent 1,000 on small arms. It's really paper. Yeah. Paper university wages for universities and government administration. Okay. But paper is as cheap as it can be again, right? Can't get any cheaper. And let's get the techs unlocked, right? We're generating 73 innovation each week. 50% base value, 22 from university in Miranda. A maximum of 116 innovation can be invested into active research each week. Plus 50 from base value, plus 66 from literacy. So we have plenty of scope for universities. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. I mean, it feels like our small nation. I mean, we're growing population as much as we can. Literacy is up. Standard of living is up. Yeah, technology is the way forward for us. And let me actually go ahead and pause here, guys. We've come up on the hour. So let's make a cut here. We're in 1897. right? And we'll continue to enact technocracy in the next episode and build up unis and see how technology can change the prospects of a nation. But I hope you're enjoying watching it. It's kind of turning out to be a little bit of a kind of tutorial let's learn together series, but I'm actually enjoying it now because again, like, things are making sense to me, and it's an interesting way to play, interesting way to experiment with universities. So I hope you're enjoying it, and I'll see you next one. Bye.